Thinks Squilliam Fancyson is rich and cool. He just wants you to believe that. Look closely and you'll see it's all a lie. Here are 6 examples of his scam.
Okay, everybody. Let's get this over with.
Squidward's mangling his clarinet in peace when the door swings open. It's a couple fish and scrubs claiming they're from a pet hospital. They say there's a dying animal on the premises. Real subtle. Squidward's face falls. Then, right on cue, who calls? Squilliam. With that greasy, smooth voice, he drops a line about Squidward sounding like he's got a dying animal. Coincidence? Nah. Let's talk logistics. There's never been a pet hospital in Bikini Bottom. Not once. That doctor? We've seen him patching up sea creatures at the regular hospital. That paramedic in the back? Also a usual suspect at the ER, not some exotic animal expert. It smells like Squilliam rang up his little doctor buddies, gave them a script, and sent them to humiliate Squidward right as he picked up his clarinet. Pure sabotage. Next move? The bubble bowl stunt. Squilliam rolls up all, I'm the conductor of a massive orchestra, but oh no, I'm so busy, can you fill in for me?
Just hope that Squilliam doesn't find out! Squilliam! Ah! What are you doing here? I just wanted to watch you blow it. So, where's your band?
Sounds noble, right? Except he shows up to the show anyway. If he was really booked, why is he lounging in the skybox? Because he never had a band. He just assumed Squidward would crash and burn live on stage for his viewing pleasure. The only thing this guy conducts is a symphony of lies. Squilliam returns, flanked by a posse of posers. They just happen to bump into Squidward at the Krusty Krab? Yeah, right.
Hey, what you been up to? Oh, just succeeding in everything you failed in. You are no great shake, Squilliam Fancyson.
Squilliam's allergic to grease, let alone minimum wage jobs. His crew? Weirdly overdressed, like way too fancy for the local dive. And look closer, they're nobodies. Background characters dressed up like they stumbled into the wrong episode. One of them is even a teenager who usually hangs with Pearl. What's she doing rubbing elbows with Squilliam? They act shocked Squidward's a cashier, but the same fish eat at the Krusty Krab all the time. They know who works there, which means Squilliam probably hired this crew, tossed them in thrift store tuxes, and coached them on what to say. Also, he could fake a status flex. And the kicker? At the end, Squilliam breaks, says he made it all up. No yachts, no jets, nothing. Just desperate peacocking to impress Squidward. Then boom, right after, he's all, just kidding. Nah man, that slip-up was the truth. And the backpedal? Classic damage control. Squidward's stuck doing community service, picking up trash. Who magically appears? Squilliam, claiming the city built him a statue for cleaning up Bikini Bottom. Right, because cities throw up bronze tributes for taking out the garbage. And what do you know? Standing nearby is one of his so-called friends, gushing over how classy he is. Familiar face? Yup, same fish from his fake friend squad. Coincidence? I don't think so. By the end, the statue gets smashed and a cop shows up, ticket in hand. But who gets fined? Not Squidward, not some city employee. No, it's Squilliam. Because the statue wasn't city property. It was his, built by him, for him. This wasn't some civic honor. It was a vanity piece.
Man Ray is great.
Yeah. Must be taking care of his community service obligations.
Bought and paid for by the sea's biggest fraud. Alright, let's break this down. Squilliam's concert? Yeah, that shiny, bougie performance with all the fanfare. Total joke. Not even a clever one. Our guy Squidward walks in hoping to see some genuine talent, and what does he get? A glorified puppet show where Squilliam doesn't even breathe on his clarinet. Not once. Just smug looks, fireworks of praise, and a standing ovation like he reinvented jazz. Meanwhile, the audience? Bought and paid for. Literally. Squilliam's friends clap like trained seals. Cue the applause. But hold up. What do we even see him play? Spoiler, we didn't. The scene cuts in after the so-called performance, all glitter and noise. And then some rando in the crowd drops a line about how he's such a master, he doesn't even need to touch an instrument. Yeah, sure, and I guess jellyfish write symphonies now. Enter the prestigious Bikini Bottom Music College. After Squidward Rage quits the concert, some slick-looking headmistress shows up out of nowhere, calling him Squilliam and handing him a teaching gig like it's a game show prize. Weird, right? Just a little too convenient. who just strolls up after a concert to hire a guy, who doesn't even double check his name. Something stinks like last week's chum fries. And then it gets worse. She literally calls him Squilliam Fancyson III like it's printed on his forehead. Our boy tries to connect her but fumbles the save. But here's the kicker. She knows Squidward and Squilliam are enemies. Wait, what? Why would a total stranger have insider gossip about their beef? Unless she ain't a stranger. She's bait. Just another fishy plant in this elaborate sting. Even the guy standing next to her, recognize him? You should. He was in the audience back at the concert, clapping like his fins were on fire. Now he's got glasses on like that's a disguise. Squilliam's got props and actors now. What is this, theater school? And Squidward, bless his squishy heart, takes the bait. Starts teaching in class like it's his big moment. Cue the dream sequence. But the dream's a setup.
Go on, you've already interrupted once. You might as well tell us what was so very important.
Well, I was just saying that these lines you drew remind me of a railroad track.
Cops burst in, cameras rolling, and everyone's acting like this was just a random bust. Right. Coincidence? Not even close. That prestigious music school? Look again. Rusty building, grimy siding, and a sign that looks like it was duct taped on this morning. Prestigious? That place barely qualifies as a janitor's closet with an ego. Compared to the other schools in Bikini Bottom. Neat, clean, proper institutions. This thing looks like Squilliam bought an abandoned taco shack and slapped college on top. Step inside and guess who's there? Yup, more of Squilliam's circle jerk squad. Even SpongeBob and Patrick just waltz in there like they signed up during lunch break. New Year's resolution, they say. Oh please. Since when does a top-tier music academy let in jelly brain sea stars because they made a wish on a bubble? And just when you think it's maxed out on BS, boom. Cameras, cops, news anchor fish, the whole Bikini Bottom media circus rolls up right when Squidward's getting arrested. For what? For impersonating a genius. Not impersonating Squilliam, a genius. The officer says it like he's reciting a script. Like he was told exactly what to say, because he was. You don't get a setup this perfect without money and strings. Squilliam doesn't just humiliate, he builds traps. Schools, fake jobs, fake fans. He runs an entire operation just to kick Squidward down the sand stairs. But hey, maybe there's a reason he goes so hard. Maybe their high school beef wasn't just bad blood. Maybe it was something deeper, something more intimate. So if you ever meet a guy with a unibrow and a flute, run, because some grudges don't fade. And in Bikini Bottom, revenge wears a bathrobe and answers to Squilliam.